It's 2026, and Porsche just dropped a bombshell. Something so wild, so blisteringly fast, so meticulously crafted it's going to reshape what we think a road car can do. This is the brand new 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo GT, and trust us, it's not just another 911 variant. It's the sharpest, boldest evolution yet. The Turbo badge has always stood for ultimate usable performance, but now, with the GT designation attached, Porsche is clearly signaling something special. So what makes this car different? What makes it Turbo GT worthy? Let's start with the numbers, and believe me, they're staggering. We're looking at a twin turbocharged 3.8-litre flat-six, heavily reworked, now pushing 670 horsepower and 627 pounds-to-feet of torque. That's a 0 to 60 time in a mind-melting 2.4 seconds. 2.4. We're knocking on the door of hypercar territory here, only this thing has back seats. But it's not just about raw speed. The 2026 911 Turbo GT is a symphony of performance engineering. Porsche didn't just turn up the boost and call it a day. They went deep into the chassis, into the software, into the very soul of the car. Take the body, for example. The Turbo GT uses a unique carbon-reinforced composite roof, lighter glass, forged wheels, and a titanium exhaust system straight from the gods of speed. Overall, it shaves off over 90 pounds from the already light Turbo S. It might not sound like much until you feel it dancing through corners like a 911 GT3 with steroids. And then there's the aero. Porsche has fitted an active rear wing that's not just for show. It's larger, more aggressive, and works with revised front splitters and side skirts to generate a ridiculous 200 kilograms of downforce at 180 miles per hour. That's not just useful on track days, it's game-changing for stability and cornering precision. But perhaps the biggest surprise of all? The Turbo GT isn't just a track monster. It's still very much a Porsche Turbo. That means luxury. That means comfort. That means you could drive this thing across a continent in total ease and then annihilate lap times on arrival. Inside, Porsche's gone with a perfect blend of race-bred focus and luxury refinement. Alcantara wraps the steering wheel, dashboard, and seats, which are aggressively bolstered but not punishing. The infotainment system. It's been revised again for 2026, crisper, faster, and finally with a truly intuitive interface. And yes, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. But more than the tech, it's the feel of the cockpit that stuns. It's tight. It's purposeful. It wants you to go fast. The Turbo GT also marks the debut of Porsche's new predictive handling control system. That's a fancy way of saying it thinks ahead. It's reading your inputs, the road, and even satellite data in real time to anticipate weight transfer, grip levels, and corner behavior. It's almost scary how smart it is. You're no longer reacting, you're simply executing, with the car doing the rest. So how does it feel behind the wheel? Let's get into the experience. The moment you start it, the 911 Turbo GT wakes with a bark rawer than any turbo before it, yet still refined. Porsche's new lightweight titanium exhaust isn't just for weight savings. It's tuned to give this car a true GT roar. It snarls on downshifts and wails with purpose above 5,000 APM. This isn't the silent missile the old Turbo was. This car wants to be heard. Pull away from a stop, and you notice two things immediately. First, the ride. Adaptive dampers in the GT are tuned sharper, but somehow they manage to stay civil in normal mode. You could daily this car without breaking your back. Second, The steering. Porsche has improved their already best-in-class electric steering setup, and it's now borderline telepathic. Every tiny input translates to immediate, intuitive motion. It feels analog, but it's completely digital under the skin. That's Porsche wizardry at work. Now drop the hammer and the world blurs. The way this car builds speed is unlike anything else in the 911 family. The twin turbos come online early but don't fade as revs rise. They pull, and pull, and pull, all the way to the red line. There's zero lag, just a wall of torque that hits like a freight train. And the grip, my God, the grip. Porsche's all-wheel drive system in the Turbo GT has been updated with a new torque vectoring setup that shifts power not just front to back but also side to side. You can throw this thing into a corner with reckless abandon, and it just sticks. It's not numb like older turbos, either. There's real character here. It rotates. It dances. It plays. On a track, it's devastating. The upgraded PCCB brakes, those are Porsche carbon ceramic brakes, haul the car down with brutal force, lap after lap, no fade. The suspension stiffens up in track mode, lowering the car by 20 mm, sharpening everything. You feel like you're driving a GT3 RS with more torque and less fear of curbs. But what really surprises is how usable all this madness is. Unlike, say, a McLaren 750S, which can feel a bit intimidating on narrow roads, the 911 Turbo GT feels like it's on your side. It's planted, confident, and forgiving when you ask it to be. It's still very much a 911, and that means it's easy to drive fast, no matter your skill level. Now let's talk comparisons. You might be wondering how this stacks up to the 911 GT3 or the Turbo S in a straight line. The Turbo GT walks the GT3. No contest. The Turbo S. Close, but the GT still edges ahead thanks to better power to weight and sharper gearing. Around a track? The GT3 is still the purist's choice, more agile, more raw. But the Turbo GT is faster. Point blank. The clock doesn't lie. Then there's the real elephant in the garage, the 911 Dakar. That car is wild, but in a different direction. Off-road ability, raised suspension, rally DNA. It's the rebel. The Turbo GT? It's the assassin. Quiet when it wants to be, lethal when it needs to be. They exist in totally different universes, yet both wear the 911 badge. So what about rivals from outside Stuttgart? Let's start with the Audi R8. Actually, scratch that. It's gone. Audi killed it. In its place? The upcoming all-electric R-Performance line. And while that will be fast, it won't offer this analog thrill. How about the Ferrari 296 GTB? That's hybrid, sharper, maybe sexier, but it's also tripled the price in some specs. And you're not getting Porsche's bulletproof reliability or daily usability. Lamborghini Huracan !! Technica? A blast, but mid-engine and way more theatre than finesse. And the Nissan GT-R? That ship has sailed. Still a beast, but ancient tech. The Porsche's light years ahead. Then there's the F-Wave cars like the Tesla Model S Plaid or the Lucid Sapphire. Are they quicker in a straight line? Sure. But that's all they do. The Turbo GT feels alive. It talks to you. No F can match that engagement. Not yet, anyway. And don't think Porsche isn't planning for that. This could be one of the last pure combustion turbo variants we ever see. And that alone makes it special. Porsche has said this isn't the swan song for ICE just yet, but it feels like a high note. A statement. They're saying, we still know how to make a car that makes your heart race. Even the pricing makes that clear. The 2026 911 Turbo GT starts at around $235,000 before options. That's deep into supercar territory, and yes, the options list is as long and expensive as you'd expect. Want carbon fiber interior trim? That's a few grand. Porsche exclusive manufacturer paint? You're looking at 5 figures. Full leather and contrast stitching? Get ready to spend. But that's the game. And Porsche plays it well. So, who is this car for? It's for the driver who wants the fastest 911 without compromising comfort. It's for the enthusiast who wants to demolish lap times but also pick up groceries without drama. It's for the collector who knows this might be the last of its kind, a final hurrah for pure combustion before hybrids and EVs take over. And honestly, it's for anyone who just loves cars. Because this thing a broken bar, this isn't just transportation. It's rolling passion. In a world where so many performance cars are becoming tech appliances, cold, fast, efficient, the 911 Turbo GT feels like a living, breathing machine. It's an event. Every drive feels like a reward. If you've ever wondered why people fall in love with Porsche, this is your answer. The 2026 911 Turbo GT doesn't just deliver on the promise of speed. It redefines what the word turbo means in a Porsche. It's no longer just the fast, quiet sibling. It's the star of the show. Whether it's the insane acceleration, the endless grip, or the beautifully balanced handling, this car isn't just impressive, it's emotional. It gets under your skin. And that's why we're calling it the most exciting 911 release in years. Because it's not just about performance, it's about feeling. About connection. About Porsche remembering what makes a driver smile. So broken bar, has Porsche just built the perfect 911? That's up to you. But from where we're sitting, it's damn close. And if this is what the future of performance looks like, count us in.